Do you realize that the stored trauma in our nervous system has us always projecting the worst of what might happen to us, even though it's not happening presently? Even now you can be living in a perfectly safe environment. You have your daily needs met. You have a home over your head. You have a warm bed to sleep in. You have food. You have water. You're really not lacking anything. But the trauma in our nervous system keeps speaking. It keeps expecting the worst because it is still storing the old energies of past traumas that happened to us and compounded for many of us. So it is projecting future scenarios of danger because it has become so accustomed to danger that life just has to be dangerous. That's the normal setting of the nervous system. So it's always in expectation mode of danger and has us future projecting based on past events which are not even real in the present moment. It's important if you can catch yourself cognitively of this reality, if you can become cognizant of the trauma response that your nervous system is triggering, to have you constantly look out for danger and for the worst that is yet to happen, even though at the moment it's not happening. I have friends that are always projecting what's going to become of the world, right? What the globalists are going to do with this world. Those are all theories that are not yet a reality. And I became aware of this one day, when I used to live in this trauma response of having my nervous system predict the future. All the way before Y2K, we were constantly prophesying the worst of doom, what would become. We would be enslaved to the mark of the beast and all those biblical things where we now try to find a spot where those prophecies might actually be fulfilled. Even that is not based in any reality. It's just based on trauma response and the stories that our mind has created. Could it become that? I think if more of the collective were to be wrapped up in this fear-based psychic thought form, yes, we can create such a collective psychosis that we make these prophecies self-fulfilling, right? But the point I'm trying to make is all of these projections and prophecies are not based in reality. Our thought form and the collective thought form, if we succumb to it, might actually bring it to pass. Bring it to pass, not path, pass. So everything is truly generated from the mind. And to come back to my story, when I became aware, I lived for years in the fears of what if and the end of the world. Y2K is the end of the world. Here we are almost a quarter century past Y2K, and we have not destroyed ourselves yet. So all of the time that I was projecting this doom into the future as a potential, I re-traumatized myself, and I lived in the terror of the what if. And when you do that, when you future trip like that, you cannot practice the vibration of gratitude, because you don't have the capacity to be grateful for the now, because your mind is up way in the future, way into the trauma zone, projecting the worst possible scenario. That inhibits your ability to be grateful for gratitude. And gratitude is a very important vibration and frequency to raise your awareness levels higher and higher into the more positive range. It really is a hamster wheel. And when we don't understand how energy and vibration works, we can spin on that hamster wheel of trauma response endlessly. Right? You may not be able to see the way your vibration affects the collective, the entire world, but don't worry about the entire world. Make yourself the priority. How is it affecting your personal field? How are you feeling every day? Miserable, fearful, anxious, which are all vibrations that make your body, if I could use a medical term, it makes your body acidic, sour like a car battery, because the vibration, the frequencies of those feelings and thoughts and emotions are sour emotions. They sour up your system. You become acidic, and that then in turn eventually creates disease in the body. So to bring me back to my point, if I have a point, I'm still trying to find it. Mind your thoughts, mind your mind. Stay alert of the thought forms that your mind is creating based on your subconscious trauma, based on the stored energy in your nervous system. Ideally, if you can find a practice to discharge your nervous system, there are people out there that can coach you in breath work, in vagus nerve stimulation, and such things, and yoga, to help you discharge your nervous system from all of that penned up tight energy that was collected during events in your life that were dangerous, that were harmful, that were traumatic. All of that energy is stored in every cell, and your cells are so wound up, so tight, always in anticipation of danger, that your body, your cells don't have the space to breathe in the prana, the life force, the vitality. So you need to make your focus you need to make your personal healing your focus. You're not being any good to the world if you project from your trauma energy. So try to find a way to discharge those old memories, those old energies, so that you can be present in the now. The now is beautiful for most of you watching my video. If it wasn't beautiful, you wouldn't be on the internet. You wouldn't be entertaining yourself. You would be somewhere in a war-torn or a natural disaster area like down in the States. You wouldn't be entertaining yourself. So while you are still watching, while you still have access to videos, your life is still pretty good. So do not make the calamities of other people your calamity. It's not yours. You're just adding more trauma energy to your already overburdened nervous system. So please look after yourself. Look after your own mental health, physical health, and get clear. Get clear.